Well, I guess now that I finished that up, I can start a new recording session. How many battles was that? Like 20, 25? Not bad for my first try and going into it completely unprepared. So, yeah, a lot has happened since the last time I played Legends Arceus on Game & Chill. Let me sync up the video and maybe I'll talk a little more about that. Greeting here, Wisp, it's Jackie K. Welcome for another edition of Game & Chill. As I alluded, it's been a long time since I've actually done Game & Chill. And I've been keeping myself, pretty busy since the last time we met. If this doesn't make it obvious, I have finally, I wouldn't say complete the Pokédex, but I've had every encounter for the Pokédex. I was thinking of making a Game & Chill episode of just flying around and collecting the rest of the Wisps to finish off Spirit Tomb. But, oh man, that was a bit of a mess. Also, Darkrai's there, but I cheated because I never bought Brilliant Diamond and Pearl, and that's the only way you can get that Pokemon. But since I've been playing Pokemon games since the first generation, of course I have a Darkrai or two sitting around in Pokemon Home to just import over real fast. In fact, like, I actually did a bunch of the recording for it. Initially, the plan was to do a Game & Chill just collecting the Wisp because it's long, tedious, and sucks, and it would make me feel like I was wasting my time less if I had a recording going. So I do have I did record a bunch of me just flying around collecting Wisp, but because it was because of how tedious it is, I didn't want to actually listen to game. I wanted to actually like podcast style it and listen to game audio, watch other YouTube videos while I was doing it. So it is technically recorded, but it has no game audio. And then, so it was mostly just a backup, just in case I felt like doing the commentary, but not playing the game. But since I'm just playing this now, I think it'd be better to do it this way. And maybe when things are kind of slow and tedious, like right now when I'm just standing around doing nothing, I'll throw in a few clips from that recording session I did. That way, there's some sort of background music that when you're watching it while listening to me talk. Because I can't just throw it out, because of course, as soon as I decide to hit the recording button, the very first thing I run into is a shiny Apom. Additional layer of irony, considering I already got the shiny Ambipom. I was just talking about how it felt like forever since my last shiny, and of course, it's technically not a repeat, but only by a loophole. Maybe it's just because I just have a thing where when I'm recording, I gotta find luck has to hand me a shiny, so maybe we'll just come across a completely brand new shiny while I'm doing this Game & Chill. Well, the thing less frequently charm is completely useless. Maybe I'll just get this charm, get the money to burn, and if the charm doesn't help me not die, then maybe I can at least lose less items when I do die. And then while I'm restocking, I guess I could talk about the YouTube stuff. A little hard to multitask, but I'll see what I can do. So, overall, the plan for December is going to be the same as this month. I was going to try to get really ahead on uploads, so maybe I could upload a little more, because I felt pretty good about the backlog I had, but after valuing the schedule, just the pace that I had for the month of November just worked out so well, especially as I'm now getting back to actually working on modding projects like Sweet Expedition. That stuff takes up a lot of time, so if I can be that far ahead on videos and just sit on backlog for a rainy day, I think that's better than trying to push out extra videos just for the sake of using them up. And I think the end result will be more worthwhile. Especially when you see what up ahead, because the main exception is gonna be tied to Sweet Expedition, and maybe I'll say talking a little bit more about that for when we're actually out on the field. And am I really already stocked up on practically everything? Yeah, I guess I am, because I did a stock up right before encountering Arceus and realizing that there's practically no battling with the encounter with Arceus, so I didn't use any items. Well, that's fine. I guess we have all the extra materials for another time, I suppose. So let's go find something to do, and then maybe I'll talk more about the fun surprise that I have for the month. Now that I've beaten Legend Arceus, for real we'll call it, I think the main thing I want to do before moving on to another Pokemon game is to get a shiny that's tied to this particular game. So, like, any of the new Pokemon, or any original of any of the new original of any of the Pokemon would be pretty cool. So I'm gonna shoot for that. If I get something else in the process, then all more power to it. Though maybe I'll settle for my 20 million shiny Shinx, because it would be the first one from this game that didn't just transfer over from home or something, which was then transferred from Go to home to here. What else? None of these Pokemon are really that exciting to hunt for, to be perfectly honest. Wow, this is a really underwhelming mass outbreak. There's not even any berries to collect. Maybe I'll just make a V like that, and if I have time, make my way towards Starly. So as I'm flying over there, one thing is I noticed, like, from all the time I spent collecting, like, I really didn't want my time with Legends Arceus to be completely wasted, so I spent a lot of time just picking up everything I ran around the way, kind of like you're seeing here, just hitting trees with berries and stuff like that, and as a result, I had a lot of supplies to craft Pokeballs and stuff like that without spending any money for once. Actually, I don't even know why Arceus is in here. It's so weird. Like, you think with all the things they make you do for other legendaries, like, so you do strong moves, so you do agile moves, so you do a signature move. You would think that there would be stuff like that to do for Arceus, but no, like, get Arceus is mastered. So, I probably could just put it in the box, hindsight 2020 though. Alright, there's a one that was reported. Let me guess, I didn't bring anyone that can naturally use flying type moves with me, did I? Arceus technically could if I got lucky, or actually, maybe this is the one reason to actually have it use a different play and not just have this OP one that literally lets you change your type to whatever it's weak to. Okay, I'll bite. Of course it's night, and so I can't even get that checked off. Well, let's get to the not slaughtering, a Pokemon fainting equivalent to a massive fainting, I suppose. This is overkill if I ever seen it. Oh yeah, I was about to talk about something. Yeah, I finished recording Sweet Expedition. At least the build-up that I have so far. It's far from finished, but... Oh! I heard the sparkle, I heard the sparkle. Of I'm telling you, it's a curse. Whenever I try to do anything constructive in recording, distractions happen. Okay, which one of you are the shiny? Oh! Oh, I don't think I've ever gotten a shiny of you before. No, I don't fight me. I want to be friends. Come on. A 1, a 2. No, stop running away and let me catch you. Oh, Sensei, I wish you were here. I did not put any thought into these ideas. I don't think I've ever gotten a shiny in the Wormpole line. Closest I've gotten, well, I've gotten like, no, I don't think I've even gotten a shiny Wormpole in Pokemon Go. I think I've only gotten like a couple Caterpies. So this would be a completely brand new shiny to me, and that's really exciting in and of itself. Speaking of which, triple check and make sure I save after that. I swear. Oh my god, it's just like second time in a row that I just start recording and then immediately greeted by a shiny. That luck is just stupid. Alright, I'm gonna need a minute to recollect my thoughts. I did save, right? You know, why didn't I at least bring my Len-Up berries with me? That would have been an easy solution to this altogether. Anyways, I think it's really cool the way that... I think it's really cool how, like, this and Hidden Power, how they work in this game specifically, they always just default to the type that's super effective against the foe, because it's like Hidden Power, let's be honest. We only use Hidden Power Pokemon players for type coverage. So I just think that's a genius way to, like, integrate that into Legends Arceus, and I think it would be especially cool if they ever brought Hidden Power back to the Pokemon games, if they let you do something like that. Like, it'd probably be broken because, like, only Unknown can learn Hidden Power in this game, so I guess that's how they balance it out, sort of. Let me see. Oh, I guess I have to take the Pokédex. Yeah, I gotta return with the Pokédex before it shows a shiny on there, but... Oh, I mean, I did pick up this random Len-Up berry, apparently. Feels like overkill, but... I'm using Judgment on Silcoons. Overkill might as well be my middle name. So, how are there still Silcoons roaming around? It's a literal ball of silk. How can they hop away so far away? Oh, you're not a Silcoon. Anyways, I just remember, I kept trying to talk about Sweet Expedition. I finished the... What? Oh, of course another one pops up. Right when I'm about to fly away. Oh, and this is something you want to at least attempt to try. Maybe I can at least remember to edit out all the times I start talking about Sweet Expedition and then immediately get distracted, because it's gotta be annoying at this point. And one of these times I'm gonna just talk about it straight and just be better for video magic. Wow, this just feels like cheesing so much, but hey, it's working. And look at all that stuff I got for catching alpha Pokemon for free. Since finishing the Halloween mod, Bo's Adventure, or Bo's Halloween Spook, and if you're a fan of Paper Mario and have stuff set up, highly recommend checking it out. It's very short, it's only like a couple hours, and I did make a video on it if you don't want to go for the trouble trying to mod it for yourself, but it's a fun basic, it's fun for how basic it is in my eyes, so I recommend at least checking out the video. But the thing about trying to make a mod in a single month is that you don't got too much time for anything else, so putting Sweet Expedition on the back burner while I was doing all that was probably an easy choice. You fool, you turn your back to me. But now that's done, I feel I'm more open to take that time to actually work on other projects, like resuming Sweet Expedition. One thing I wanted to do before actually starting to work again on it proper was... I don't even know how I managed to catch that one by mistake, but it worked for me. Yeah, once I was going to catch on eventually. Pardon me, I gotta take out the trash. Ever since releasing the Game Jam release, I wanted to touch it up and kind of get it to a state that was what I would do if I was... what I wanted to do for the 2-month time period that I had for the Game Jam. Obviously, it took a lot longer than that, but that's more to emphasize the fact that it's far from done, but I think this is about what I would... where it's at is about what I would want to have initially before I decided to make this a project that went on beyond the time frame of the Game Jam. And as a result... so since I wanted to have Sweet Expedition in this current state preserved in some form, and I felt it would be redundant to have a patch of it now and a patch of it when it's done, I decided to make a playthrough of it instead. I'm worried that it'll come off a little weird, because some people who will watch that will probably see the whole plot of Sweet Expedition before they have the possibility to play it. But then again, as this currently stands, those particular elements aren't too different from the Game Jam release, so some of those people probably already seen the stuff I'm showing in the video in action. That way I would have something to preserve this middle state in it, for my own sake. But since I was taking the time to record it, I thought it would only be fair to make a video of it for people who don't care about potential spoilers in that. And just to help justify my time, like... it ended up being a 2.5 hour recording. The playthrough was about that long, but then again, that recording also took the time to pretty much show off every NPC dialogue, every tattle, stuff like that. The little things that don't really tie to the gameplay can add up pretty quickly. I know I just got a shiny, but if I could, like, maybe finding a shiny Vermi would suffice in my goal to find a shiny of a Pokemon exclusive to Legends Arceus. But we just got a shiny today, so that counts as a victory in and of itself. And it's of a shiny that's technically new to me, so no room to complain. Back on the tangent of Sweet Expedition, though, as I'm making commentary for it, ended up being like it's shaping up to be a 4-part video, even though I said in the first episode that it was a 3-part. It just ended up being that big that even after dividing it, it's looking to be a good solid 4 episodes. It's shaping up to be a solid full 4 episodes, all at least half an hour, if not more. So that's that's a lot in of itself. To the point where I'm not even guaranteed if it'll be 4 parts. There's a small chance it might even be more than that. But I figure I'd take the time to add post-commentary to all of that. And then once I'm done uploading the various commentaries, I'll release an unlisted video. People will be able to find it by like checking the video description of the actual playthrough or video card. I'll make sure that the people who want to see it have a means to see it. I just don't see a point in making it public because it would be redundant on top of the commentary, and it would be even more, and an uncommented version would be even more spoilers. So my game plan is to release one video of that a week, or every other week. So assuming this goes up when I think it will, you all have seen the first part of that Sweet Expedition playthrough last Tuesday. So not the coming up Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that, I'll release another part, and then a week break, then another Tuesday with another part. Every other Tuesday is a simple way to put it. Oh, I forgot to do strong style for the Pokédex. Ah well. One is better than this. Wow. When you put it like that, only 11 more times to go, it doesn't seem as bad. So I think that's everything I wanted to say about that. Hopefully people are looking forward to / enjoying those videos. Though I do make a very though I do put a lot of emphasis on the fact of don't watch this if you don't want it to be spoiled. I won't be offended. So I won't be surprised if less people watch it than just because I made that particular statement. I'd rather people enjoy it in full when it eventually comes out. But if you don't care, the option is there. Basically experience it the way you want to. More importantly though, since I finished that recording, I was able to freely work on the project without hesitation. Since I wanted to do the recording of it in a particular state, there were some things I was holding off on doing, working on Sweet Expedition, even before the Halloween and even before the break. But now that's all done, there's no holding back. I'm free to do whatever I want with it, even more so than before. I always make the average run, so I've just made it a goal right this second to try to get at least one. There's literally nothing left for me to do here. I'm better off just resetting the maps and then starting talking again once I set up something else to do. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting I got this. Yeah, just to emphasize what I mean though. Last shiny, before the double luck, was over a month ago. Then this random Epom just shows up as I'm walking into the map, and following day today, I get this one. What's it with the irony of this? So I hear so many people talk about how Shinx was literally the first shiny they caught in this game, and you saw the shiny collection I had earlier, and still no shiny Shinx. I'm sure it will happen in due time. I'm half tempted to start a new recording session to see if I get another shiny the moment I start recording, but nah, that'd be cheating. The luck doesn't work that way, I presume. It's kind of cheating on the goal, but if I got shiny Teddy Ursa, I could evolve it up to an Ursa Luna. I'm not really too in a rush to get a shiny Ursa Luna in the game though, because we just had Teddy Ursa Community Day in Pokemon Go. So I got my shiny Ursa Luna already. And let's just go with that and see how I feel from there. Now that... Wait, okay, that's just wheat. I'm seeing everything is looking like a shiny Pokemon to me these days. Oh, I never gave it food. That requires stealth, and it's a little too late for stealth. Oh yeah, as I was trying to say for the 20th time. Now that I'm done recording, even though I still haven't yet to... There's still a bit of voiceover and editing to do with the video. Since I'm overall done, I don't have to worry about changing visual things in the mod and similar things like that, and quote-unquote ruining it for the video, since there's a very particular state I wanted to have the mod in for the video, so having that recording done means I don't gotta worry about that anymore. In case it wasn't obvious of just how quick and eager I was to actually do certain things, but couldn't because I wanted it to be in that state for the video. Immediately after recording it, I started messing around with the visual look, like the textures of the map for Sweet Expedition. So, easy example is I made the coconut trees into cocoa bean trees. Really having like a darker trunk, having the coconuts look more like beans. I would talk about how I'm adjusting the actual scenery of like the ground and that, but that's still tentative because everything I messed around with so far kind of looks a little ugly in my eyes. It doesn't really capture either the look of an island or the look of Sweets. So all that still has quite a bit of a ways to go. But yeah, and even while recording the video, certain things happen. Just starting the recording of the videos kind of got me back into working on Sweet Expedition. It's good in of itself. I know those videos aren't out yet, so I don't want to spoil it, but let's just say one of the most obvious last-minute changes are going to lead to a pretty fun surprise near the end of that playthrough. Kind of wonder when would be a good time to work on Dawn of Jin, because initially the plan was to just, now that I've done with the Halloween project, work on both Dawn of Jin's second mix. I gotta work on, would it be rebranding? I gotta work on calling it second mix instead of version 2, because I came up with the idea a little bit ago, and I feel like calling it second mix kind of gets the idea across of they're similar, but different enough that you can play both and have very different experiences. Calling it so I'm trying to lean towards calling it Dawn the second mix. It's a good compromise between giving the second version its own identity while still making the association that they're tied to. That is, for the most part, an upgrade. I wouldn't call it an update as much as an upgrade, just because. Sorry if my thoughts are just all over the place. I thought this would be a good time to start talking again, but this battle's kind of taking a little more focus than I thought. Yeah, I thought I would have already done something with Dawn of Jin, but I guess I've just been too busy working on Sweet Expedition. I guess for now, like, if I feel like I need a slight break from Sweet Expedition, I could just work on Dawn of Jin for a day and then go back to working on Sweet Expedition or something like that. It's all gonna be... None of this is my day job, so I'm just taking it pretty casually. There's no deadline, there's no pressure, so I might as well take my time and make everything the way I want it to be. That being said, the more I talk about Dawn of Jin, the more I do miss it. So I do want to get... now that I'm bringing it up, I'll probably get back to it sooner than I would otherwise. Oh, how do you see me all the way from up there? No, screw it. Battle time, battle y'all. Maybe some of you'll do attacks I can get for the decks. Not gonna hold my breath, but you never know. Cool, I got burned already. Yeah, it's a little bit of a shame. I've had the whole week off for Thanksgiving. And I guess because I was all over the place of what I ended up working on, what I haven't worked on. I somehow managed to feel the regret of not getting enough done with the time off I had, even though I've had a whole week to do so. It's it's kind of been a recurring problem though, just always feeling like I never manage my time enough. Despite how many things I do, I always get fixated on the things I don't do. I'm sure it's not as common of a problem as I think, but it's on my mind, so I figure it's worth bringing up. And I guess the reason it's on my mind was one of the things that I haven't got around to was just taking time for myself and overseeing elements, because like working on the fan games are fun and good and all, but even if they're not really on their way to be games, I would like to do more of my own thing. Now, I'm gonna just... I think that's close enough to finishing that file. I'm gonna try to go hardcore mode and see if I can just catch these koalas without the extreme weight. Oh, that is not the sticky claw. Ooh. A little harder to do this while talking. Why can't all this count as, like, when they're clearly doing Flame Wheel, why can't that count as going for Flame Wheel? Oh. Fantastic, I'm sure just walking right into it. This is a fantastic approach. And now there's Typhlosions in the scene. This all seemed like a very brilliant idea. Yeah, and he sees me, and he wants me dead. At least it's just a one. Oh, you're already, like, all prepped for the shiny check. You know what? I'm pushing myself way too far. Let's just fight. I guess the two big things that really ate up my time that I wasn't planning on was this game and making a last minute idea to try to put some time to flesh out social media, like exploring. Like ever since a certain stuff happened with a certain site, people have been talking about alternative social media sites a bit more, and it's got my curiosity to check them out, revisit a certain site that I haven't really touched too much, but thankfully no one's really gonna notice because, like, Tumblr is great, and you can just queue up posts for an entire month, and no one will be the wiser. Like, I spent a bit of time, like, trying to separate, since I was thinking I might be more active on that site, spending a bit of time. What if I don't want to have things queued up for an entire month, but I don't want to just make, like, make like 5 posts on a single day? Because if I do that, what if I'm just bothering someone? So I figured a good solution would be to separate it, because Tumblr lets you make separate blogs on the same account. So if I could set it up so like I have a blog just for YouTube uploads, because yeah, that was something I was doing on that site. And then one for overseer elements, though I could have probably just made it one for art in general. Right now I just wanted to be the overseer of the elements thing. And then just a general blog. Even that's been a bit overwhelming to try to keep track of all of it though, so not quite sure exactly how I want to approach all that quite yet. But I figured I'd at least try to set it up just in case. And I talked a little bit in the beginning, but trying to actually finish Legends Arceus made me realize how much less fun the game is when you're actually forcing yourself to do something, because yeah, the whole Wisp thing really sucked. It sucked that I went around the entire map and didn't find everything, so I just pulled up a guy on YouTube which it still took several hours, even with a guide, to go over each area and get all the wisps I missed. Which sucks because I caught a lot of wisps because I was doing casually, like whenever I see them I get them. So in all the video guides, I had to sit through and watch the guy go through all the whips I have already collected because I don't know which ones I got and which ones I didn't. I was just getting them as I go. Because that's how it's fun. To just do whatever's around when you see it and not be required to do it to really feel like you've actually beaten the game. What I gotta tell myself though is that it's something I would have done eventually, so getting it done this week means that even if it takes me to weekends after I'm back at work, it's one less thing I gotta worry about then. That's just simply the way I gotta look at it. And I spent all this time talking about all the stuff I haven't done, but I did get a lot done over the weekend. It's just hard for me to come up with it off the top of my head. I guess it's a good time to plug my blogs because, especially with relation to progress with videos and all that, I've been doing the weekly blogs and been doing a pretty good job, like just talking about how my week has been and what I've been doing on each week as we go. Even if it's just nothing, I could just go make that blog post and go, oh, I didn't do too much. Maybe just played Pokemon Go Community Day and a little bit of Splatfest. Nothing too biggie. But even on the weeks I feel like I'm not doing anything, I've noticed that I still have stuff to talk about for the blogs, assuming I actually remember it and don't have goldfish memory kick in. You know what? Screw it. I spent all that time nagging myself about the stuff I didn't do, and almost no time talking about what I actually did do this week. So I am gonna pull up my diary entries for Pikmin Bloom and just read them out loud and talk. So I talk about everything I actually did this extended vacation week. No excuses. I have 40 minutes of Legends Arceus footage that would just go unused otherwise. So let's use it up. Not even talking if I start the week on the weekend, as in the Friday before the weekend started, I worked on filling out the Pokédex in Legends Arceus. And that was when I got the Bastion. That's when I finally got Bastion's evolution. I finally found Riolu. Caught an Alpha Garchomp and and it looks like I had a pretty nice set of leftovers for lunch. Saturday. Chatted with friends. Not quite sure what that was, but I think it was a combination of actually reaching out to my friends in DM to chat in the written sense, not the vocal sense, but good enough with me, and some random conversation on Discord. I will always celebrate any time I socialize. Recorded Dawn and bonus episode. Oh yeah, that's a big one. Like, I keep forgetting what's out yet or not, but I did at least live stream it, so it is technically out there somewhere. Remember how I kept talking about, when going for the super dungeon, of how these first few floors are so much more interesting if you go to the dungeon early? I actually after saying I would do it for who knows how many recording sessions, I finally took some time to sit down and actually go through all that with a save file, then went to the dungeon directly after the Toby bound down ship. I didn't record commentary for it yet, but I recorded post-commentary for so many other things, I'm not even gonna give myself slack with that. Helped failing various things, did that super long Pokemon, well, no, I'm thinking a different stream. It was supposed to be a Dynamax Adventure stream right before the new Pokemon games came out, but I wasn't feeling like streaming that day, so I just did a Dynamax Adventure stream a little bit afterwards that. Looking up the account stuff, I think was something else. Playing Nefarious, oh yeah, that that indie game from like forever ago that I was even a Kickstarter backer, but I never actually bothered to finish because all I had at the time was a laptop with a really crummy mouse, and that game is impossible to play without a good mouse. Even with a decent mouse, the controls of that game are so frustrating, but I was glad I finally got a chance to experience it. Didn't quite finish it, but I think I got pretty far. Yeah, it looks like there's some photos of barn animals from that day. And a couple cute pictures of the barn cats. So there's all sorts of stuff like that. And with the week start proper, on Sunday, I went for a nice walk at the park. I think there's a contradiction when I say, because I said I went to the park. Oh yeah, never mind. I went to the park and then stopped by a grocery store to pick up some things. I guess I wasn't feeling that good that day because I wrote down that I napped, so I must have felt so terrible that I had to make note of that in order to actually not beat myself too much over it. Played more Pokémon Legends. Let me see the pit. Oh yeah, from the screenshot it looks like this was the point where I finally got Manaphy. Actually took the time to Google up the bullshit that was that side quest. Also today where the social media stuff happened. Oh, apparently not only did I play Legends, this is when I had the super long Legends Arceus stream. So yeah, like, did a lot of stuff this week off, just not the stuff I was planning on doing. And enough of it was constructive that it's not an issue. Monday I went to the actual grocery the grocery store that actually has the stuff, and then went for a walk at a nearby park. Also took care of budgeting because I was feeling pretty crummy over the weekend and never got around to doing it on the Fridays of my paycheck like I normally do. And speaking of doing things on delay because I wasn't feeling good over the weekend, that was when I wrote the weekly vlog, checked out that one new social media site, did a few chores around the place, including laundry and wood to keep the house warm. Yeah, it's nice to actually reflect back and actually see some of the snow and stuff in there from the walk. I don't know if I'm going to feel ambitious enough to edit that stuff in, but we're shouting out. Tuesday, I don't have too much written down. Though it looks like I went for a walk, so I can't believe I didn't even write down that, because I have a screenshot I took in Pokemon Go of the walk, but I didn't write it down. It's a Tuesday I have off, so of course I was spending the morning watching Stephen George's breakfast stream. It's kind of like a tradition. Like, I try to at least have in the background while I work on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But if I had the day off, I dedicate the morning to it. I make myself a nice breakfast and bring it upstairs, and like, looks like the breakfast I had for this breakfast stream included like some yogurt with granola, homemade breakfast wrap, apple cider, and some banana with a banana bread. Pretty nice breakfast. Yeah, despite me not writing it in, I definitely went for a walk. I just forgot to write it in. Oh, Wednesday looks like a beefy one, even though I don't think I got around taking pictures. I guess I did the laundry for my bed sheets, did a bit of editing with the Pokemon XV videos. This was the day that I did that super massive recording session of Poke commentary for the Sweet Expedition videos. I know that I took the dog out for a little bit. Also did some editing with Golden Sun Dawn of Jin. I prepped some videos for upload, including scheduling and making thumbnails. Wish I had more pictures, but I kind of get why I didn't. Like, it was all game screenshots and I never got around. It would all just be taking photos of my computer while I'm editing. First day is breakfast stream, so yeah, breakfast. Wasn't feeling as ambitious for this one because of the second Breakfast stream I got to watch fully in full. Oh yeah, first day of Thanksgiving, and it was just yesterday. We're going through this. The time is flying by. Looks like I at least decided to treat myself to some fancy cereal I bought, and added some blueberries to it, and I had blueberry bagels with some jam. Not as ambitious as the other breakfast, but something. Also for Thanksgiving, like, while the rest of my family was making dinner, I decided to, like, make a little appetizer plate. I forgot to mention I made crab meat wontons for the first time ever the other day. So, and I made so many, I had leftovers for Thanksgiving, so I decided to make it like a little appetizer. Plate out some crackers, cheese, and the leftover wonton things. I think they were nice. They were a nice hit. Yeah, and I'll admit, like, Thanksgiving is usually my favorite time of the year, but it kinda sucked. And sadly, it was because of Pokemon Legends. Like, it was the day I decided to actually sit down and get the rest of the Wisps so I could beat the frickin' game. And it sucked. I at least got completely caught back up on an LP that I was falling behind on. The people that do it is a commentary that I enjoyed, but it's a game I was kind of more iffy for, so I guess that's part of what made it so easy to procrastinate it. See, we just were at home and chilled for Thanksgiving, so it did give me plenty of time to do other stuff. And I have down here that I edited Pokemon XG. Oh, and recorded Pokemon XG. I knew it was pretty close to 2 XG recording sessions I had, but I didn't realize that the first one was just yesterday. But it was. So that's a pretty eventful. That was a pretty work. It feels weird to call it work, but it's a pretty productive day for a holiday. And finally, we're caught up to today. I guess I felt guilty, so I put down that chilling social on there. But one of the big things I wanted to get done this week, and I was kind of beating myself up for not getting it done sooner, was getting a haircut. I usually just let my hair grow out as long as I can, between a combination of liking it longer in the first place and pandemic kind of paranoying me on getting haircuts. But that got done, and it was actually one of the more pleasant times I got a haircut. Had a nice conversation in the process, and felt pretty good after it. I didn't even mention the fact that there was like a dog. There's a dog that kind of greeted me as I was walking out from the haircut place. I wasn't too keen on saying hello at first, but I didn't want to be rude, so I just stood there, and the dog was just so excited and wouldn't calm down. And like the owner's like, if you calm down, he'll pet you, and like, you can't disappoint a doggo. The owner made a promise to the doggo. Why would you be a jerk and make her look like a liar? So I petted the doggo. It was like a really excited doggo. Like, even when we're out in public, she couldn't resist just lying down and waiting for me to scratch her belly, even though we were out in the middle of public. Whatever. It made the doggo's day, so that was nice. Then I went for a walk at the park. Tempted to pick up more groceries while I was out there, but it was a long walk, and I was kind of like eager to get back. I forgot to put it on here, but I also filled up on gas on the way home too. So there's that. And I picked up some lunch on the way there. There's a nice veggie sub. Like, there's this one pizza place that does really good hot veggie subs. For a while, I think they were too cheesy for my stomach, so it's kind of, that time period was kind of sad. But I was able to have the whole thing today, and I don't think that made me feel upset. It might be partly because, like, my stomach was already upset from Thanksgiving, so just maybe my body was just giving me a break. But still, point being, it was a nice lunch. And did some more, did a tiny bit of editing with Dawn and Jin. Had that second XG recording session. Did I mention that both XG recording sessions were just of Mount Battle? Thursday's was of Area 1 and today's was of Area 2, and they took an hour each because I only just beat the first boss before saying, I'll take a break from the plot and do Mount Battle. And let's just say it was much more challenging than I was expecting the first two areas to be. Let me take the dog out. Oh, here's the thing that kind of was the kicker. Even though I have not really done any shopping for myself in years, I decided to try to take advantage of Black Friday. Not be the crazy man and actually go out to the stores to shop on Black Friday, but try to do some online stuff, and it still sucked because just like comparing, contrasting between stores and all that, and now here we are after recording a game and chill. And just managed to extend the video 15 extra minutes just rambling about my day. So hopefully you don't mind like a 15-minute time frame of literally no noise. Because whip sucking is... well, I guess sucking the whips would suck too. But collecting the whips sucks. To the point where I had to listen to something else as I was doing it, but I wanted to have my earbuds in to hear the game audio in case there was a shiny coming up, because otherwise I would have missed the... out of concern of missing it, because the audio cue is that important. You saw in today's Game and Chill, just like how I didn't even know there was a shiny until you hear the little ding! Okay, enough rambling aside. And actually, this has been an hour-long recording, so I think this is a good time to wrap up the Game and Chill. As much as I want to keep going, the longer the Game and Chill, the more I have to edit before I can release it. I did do a very casual Legends Arceus stream that went on for... I forget if it was 2.5 hours. No, I think it was actually 3, if not 3.5 hours long. It was one of the longest streams I did in a long time, so if you enjoyed this and me rambling, and don't mind it not being edited, you can just check out that blog on my YouTube channels. You might have to go to the live section, because YouTube separates live streams from videos, which I once you actually know where to look for it is a pretty nice convenience. Oh yeah, speaking of vlogs, I never mentioned a blog. Blog is on my site. You can find them on the homepage of the site, but there is a separate section for vlogs. I also do try to make a community post every time I do a blog on the site and on Twitter, though I might have to branch sharing that on other places as well. No, that's good. And I'll see y'all later for the next Game and Chill. I'm just so close to catching 30 Pokemon, so I'm just gonna throw a Pokeball at a random 6 Pokemon just to fill that out. You're not gonna miss too much. Take care.